For others, especially here in New York, the work does not, cannot stop. It's Labor Day 2002 at the U.S. Open. Well, it rained steadily at the USTA National Tennis Center from daybreak until about 6 p.m. Then the clouds cleared and the courts were dried, setting the stage for one of the most spectacular nights of tennis in U.S. Open history. In fact, at one point this evening, 7 men's singles matches were going on at the same time. Good evening and happy holidays, everybody. I'm Patrick Mackin, along with my co-host, Mary Carrillo, and we've been here a long time. We've never seen so much rain in the last 48 hours at the U.S. Open. But then again, Mary, we've never seen a Labor Day night quite like tonight.
Well, that's the benefit. After 2 days of total clammy weather, tonight was unbelievable.
The clammy factor was high
Very
the last
high.
2 days, but the tennis factor was amazing tonight. In fact, in tonight's headline story, the two legends of American tennis, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, well, they've moved on to the round of 16. Sampras struggled, but ultimately prevailed against the withering serving power of Greg Rusedski in their resumption of last night's match that was delayed by rain.
This is a first set tiebreak. Sampras came back at 4-5 in the first. Rusedski went up 3-1.
Sampras with that patented sky hook goes up 4-3 and now 6-4 serving. Set point, Sampras with the ace, he wins the opener in the tiebreak.
And for that first set, Sampras had 21 winners against 9 from Rusedski. Well, this didn't work out too well. That's the thing about Rusedski. He wasn't hitting a lot of winners, but he was pretty low on the errors as well, which kept this thing so close. Second set, and that is what Sampras did to a Rusedski serve at 4-1. And here's Rusedski at 5-4.
Got the early break in that set, and then Rusedski with some quick hands at net. He evens the match at a set apiece.
Some pretty shaggy tennis from both sides, but they went into a third set tiebreak. Here, Rusedski serving at 3-6.
Sampras, his forehand came alive in that third set tiebreak. He wins it. His wife, Bridget, ecstatic. Pete still alive, up 2 sets to 1, but Rusedski comes back in the fourth, Mary.
He sure did. Pete came out after that huge tiebreak and came out to the fourth pretty flat. Rusedski broke him in his first service game and then held it up.
Only 4 unforced errors in the set for Rusedski, so we go to a fifth set on Louis Armstrong Stadium. Rusedski serving at 2-3.
Tremendous serving from Sampras in this fifth set. He only lost 6 points on serve.
At this point coming up here, Mary, this might have been, I guess, the gag of the match. 4-5, 30 all. Well, that wasn't it. That's the big winner from Sampras to get him to match point. And that's wide. So Sampras moves on in 5 tough sets. Afterwards, he spoke with our Jill Arrington.
You have a lot of matches ahead of you, not a lot of time for recovery. Are you concerned about that at all?
Well, I need to get out of here and get to bed. You know, that's the key thing, is eat properly, get a good night's sleep. It's a tough turnaround, but this is the U.S. Open. This is what we play for. No excuses, man. This is what I play for.
A much easier night for Andre Agassi against another American, Jan-Michael Gamble, and it was all Agassi in this one, Mary.
That's the thing. I mean, Jan-Michael Gamble came into this round. He hadn't dropped a set just like Andre. He was playing beautiful tennis.
He'd beaten Gaudio, he'd beaten Moya in straight sets, but once Agassi started to get his teeth into it in the latter stages of set 1, it was all Andre.
Took the first set in 30 minutes.
Gamble really never able to get that power game going as Agassi countered everything he did.
He likes this matchup, Patrick, Andre Agassi. I mean, they played 10 times, and Agassi's won 2 of them. This was the 11th time, and Agassi was all over this match.
Showing a little finesse here from Agassi, the top spin lob.
And it didn't help Gamble that Andre broke his serve 3 times in the second set alone.
Third set, Agassi in total control.
So much so that he could get a little whimsical here. Just a tremendous winner all around for Andre. Ends it with a flourish. 30 winners, 15 unforced errors. Afterwards, he talked about how well he played.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there's no question it was a high-standard match for me tonight. But I feel like my game is in position to make some of those gear changes, and it was nice to feel it tonight. So on to the quarterfinals, and I just gotta do it again from here.
It's been great. I mean, this is especially considering how Pete really hasn't found his stride. Andre's right in the thick of it.
It really is, and it certainly would be tough for Pete to come back. Now, as if Pete and Andre weren't enough for one night, how about Andy Roddick and Leighton Hewitt? Well, they were lighting up the night as well. We'll have their stories next on Late Night at the U.S. Open.
Ready, steady, go!
Open champion Leighton Hewitt was relegated to the grandstand tonight. He took on number 14, Yuri Novak of the Czech Republic.
2-0 in the first set. And that gives Leighton Hewitt the only break he needed to take the first set. There he is, Novak serving at 3-5. Some nice looking stuff from Hewitt. Novak is kind of like watching a plumber go out on the court. You know, he goes out with his big old bag of tools and tries to get things done. But Hewitt, look at this.
I mean, does anybody cover the court like this guy, Leighton Hewitt? I mean, it is remarkable.
Third set action. And again, Leighton Hewitt shows off his speed.
Hewitt moves on comfortably in straight sets over Yuri Novak.
Yeah, I served extremely well when I won here last year, and if it continues, it's going to make it a lot easier. I'm not about to say that I'm going to win it again, but it does make my game a whole lot easier when I'm getting cheaper points and I don't have to work so hard from the back of the court.
Well, a guy who had to work hard again tonight was Tommy Haas against Thomas Enquist. Remember, Haas had a 5-setter in his opening round, and again he would be pushed to the distance against the veteran Swede.
Game Enquist.
Haas had taken the first set last night, but then 2 sets for Enquist. Here's fourth set action. Haas serving at 5-4. Set point. Nice stuff.
Game fourth set. Haas.
Nice to see Tommy Haas coming back. He wasn't always known for his great competitiveness out there, but he's turned it around in the last year and a half.
Haas had Enquist 5-1 in this fifth set. Things got a little scary. He had to finally finish it off at 6-4.
3 sets to 2.
Boy, was he happy to still be around.
3-6, 3-6, 6-4, 6-4.
Haas moves on, and I'll take on now Pete Sampras next, and both those guys with tough 5-setters tonight, Mary.
I know. That should be interesting. They have to come right back out and play again tomorrow. And again, Haas can serve big. And obviously this is going to be about who's taking better care of their serve, who gets off one nice return game. That's the kind of thing that can decide that match.
Well, you have to think it would maybe favor the younger guy in this one, and that would, of course, be Tommy Haas. Now, incredibly, we're not even done with tonight's men's story. We'll be back with A-Rod and more when Late Night 8 rocks on. On the occasion of his 50th birthday, a look at one of Jimmy Connors' greatest moments. This was 1978 against Adriano Panatta, the first year the Open was played at Flushing Meadows. Look at that one, around the net post. And another guy who celebrates his birthday here at the U.S. Open, he celebrated his 20th last week, Andy Roddick. He took on the Spaniard Alex Perecha, the first 2 sets to Roddick. Pick it up at match point in the third set tiebreak.
What a match point this turned out to be. And this is much more courageous style of play. But Roddick did not want to go, he didn't want to lose this point, and he hung tough.
Well, they played last year at the U.S. Open, and Roddick won that one easily. Normally, Mary, we try not to talk during the point, but this one went on so long.
A very long match point.
They've run Louis Armstrong Stadium.
It's something Roddick really waited till he got something to work with and went after it.
And got it. So Roddick moves on.
Happily.
4-1-6, and very, very happy afterwards.
I love it. I've said it before, there's no better crowd. I mean, they get into it, they're rowdy. You know, this is what tennis is about.
Well, in other action, Juan Ignacio Chela of Argentina knocked out number 5 Tim Henman in straight sets. Fernando Gonzalez of Chile was a straight set winner over Juan Carlos Ferrero of Spain. And Max Mirny of Belarus knocked out Roger Federer in straight sets. And how about Guga? Gustavo Kirten of Brazil is back. He advanced when Nicolas Massou retired with a pulled hamstring. So let's look at the men's draw now, sponsored by Lincoln.
This is the nutty side of the draw. I mean, let's face it, this is the bottom half. And Fernando Gonzalez is looking very, very strong. And he's a 28 seed. Remember the 28 seed, David Nalbandian at Wimbledon got all the way to the final, so we have to keep an eye out for him. Nice that Kirten is on through. Boy, oh boy, this could be something to see.
I mean, one of those 4 guys at the bottom, Mary, is going to be into the semifinals. I've liked Gonzalez from the start. I mean, he is fun to watch. He plays with a lot of firepower and big forehand. But Kirten, I mean, as we said, good to see him back in the hunt again.
No kidding.
He's real healthy as well. We'll recap the women's Labor Day action, highlighted by Lindsay Davenport and Jennifer Capriati, when we continue here at the Open.
Ready, steady, go!
Of tennis it turned out to be at the U.S. Open. Now, after play was finally completed on this historic Labor Day night at the U.S. Open, 6 of the 8 women's quarterfinalists have now been determined. 1998 U.S. Open champion Lindsay Davenport looking remarkably agile following that knee surgery she had in January while she started the action on Arthur Ashe Stadium against Silvia Farina Ilia of Italy.
Davenport had a hard time in the opening games of the match because she really didn't get to warm up and was a little tentative with that reconstructed knee of her. So Elia came out and immediately took a quick lead in the set.
Pick it up now at 2-3 with Elia serving, and Lindsay starting to get her game on track.
That's just what happened. In fact, she won 5 straight games being loved 2 down.
Serving for that first set now, starting to get that big power game working. She takes the opening set 6-3.
She looked really, really good in the second set, Patrick. Really cleaned it up.
12 winners in that second set, only 2 unforced errors. She moves on easily.
You know, it hasn't even hurt me one little bit, and so not one twitch, so I'm really relieved about that, and I just hope it will stay healthy rest of the tournament, rest of the year.
We hope that as well. Jennifer Capriati, the number 3 seed, taking on the veteran American Amy Frazier, and it was all Capriati, Mary.
Boy, wasn't it? First set took only 21 minutes, and Capriati broke Amy Frazier 4 times.
Smoked that backhand up the line. A little tighter in set 2, but not much. Jennifer now serving for the match at 5-3. Wasn't the prettiest of matches. She made quite a few unforced errors, did Capriati. She's going to have to clean that up in the next round. Forehand winner for Capriati, so she moves on to the quarterfinals. She spoke to Jill Arrington.
I see the fire back in your eyes here in New York. How do you feel about your play heading into the quarterfinals?
I feel pretty confident. I think I'm playing well. You know, I haven't really been tested that much, but, you know, maybe that's because I've been playing so well and haven't really given my opponents a chance. But I know, you know, every match is going to be tough, and it's no more messing around from here on in.
No more messing around for sure. Now, no messing around in this one. I mean, we knew coming into this one between Hantuchova and Anna. This is what happened last night. Hantuchova going down, hurting her hand and her ankle, but she came out today and could play against Justine Henin. What a match it turned out to be, Mary.
Well, it did, but Daniela really struggled and lost that second set with 18 unforced errors. And after the second set, she had her hand looked at and treated again. And then she played a much better third set. This is the tie-break in the third to decide it. No breaks of serve at all. The quality of the tennis went up towards the end.
Beautiful exchanges. That two-hander from Hantuchova really paying off. Match point now at 6-4 for Hantuchova. Well, despite those 50 unforced errors in the injured hand, Hantuchova moves on 7-6 in the third. Now, elsewhere on this wild night at the U.S. Open, number 7 Kim Clijsters of Belgium was taken down in 3 sets by the number 10 seed Emilie Mauresmo of France. Meantime, 19-year-old Elena Bovina of Russia was a straight set winner over Francesca Schiavone of Italy. So, Mary, now we get some really interesting looking matchups in the women's draw.
Oh, no kidding. Serena Williams and Dani Hantuchova. I've got to like the first seed. I've got to like the 4th seed. Lindsay Davenport is playing some beautiful looking tennis as well. On the bottom, in Amelie Mauresmo-Capriati. Mauresmo is the one who took Capriati out of Wimbledon. And a couple of weekends ago, she took her out of the Canadian Championships as well. That'll be a very, very, very tough round. And Celis Hingis and Ruben Venus.
I mean, and Ruben
we got some
had
quality matches
and
left.
Ruben had that great week in L.A. where she took out Serena and Davenport.
I know.
I wonder if she can test Venus.
This could be good.
I think I like Celis in that one.